Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our leading stocks via our proprietary scans for the coming session. This is going to be for Wednesday, November 13th, 2013. Got a little bit of a buy-side tilt here on the Nasdaq patch. A few of these are the camouflage variety where we're lower on the day but above the open. So definitely seeing a bias to the buy side, but the camouflages are certainly not as strong as the CPS signals. So keep focused on Broadcom, Win, and Qualcomm tomorrow to the upside. Seen a pretty strong day today in the shares of Juniper, about 3% above the day's open, and Sina, kind of the contrary call. That was very weak today, almost 3% below the day's open. The other thing to be aware of is certainly that we're very, very light on volume today for the most part. You can see that most of the issues here have volume deviations to the downside. Moving on to the financial patch, a little bit to the sell side here. Got a few downside CPS signals. Volume here is just a little bit better. The BKX today is very, very weak, and we're starting to see some movement here. So definitely make sure you look over the financials tonight for some potential setups. Moving on to the energy names, a little bit to the sell side here today. A lot of the names did get hit very, very hard. We played with PXD on the short side, had a nice short scalp there. Broke down below the static trend line. Keep that one on the list for tomorrow as well, even though it's not on our scan universe here. BTU is very, very weak, more than 2% below the day's open. PBR is very, very weak. Schlumberger is very weak. So keep an eye on this sector for a continuation to the downside. Moving on to the generals. The generals are actually paired off here as far as signals go. They're fairly well muted. Not too much really moving around here, and we don't have any volume pops. Moving on to the housing names. Housing's kind of here and there depending on which ones you're looking at. A couple of signals on both sides, but for the most part they're trading fairly well. DHI is having a real strong day, 3% above the day's open, and that one's trading very nice volume as well. NVR trading above average volume, but not too much net movement on the day. Definitely the big mover today was FedEx, and the transport group came out with some pretty good volume today, and also a pretty big candle on the chart. Most of the transportation names are trading well today. Moving on to the commodities. The commodities are getting hit fairly hard here. Got CPS signals to the downside in quite a few names. Volume bump here in Monsanto. So definitely keep an eye on this group here for some levels to break down through tomorrow, especially the oil-sensitive stocks and the precious metals names. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.